Hello and welcome. I'm Georgie from Healing Moons, and today we're going to be looking at how to use tarot cards for tarot journaling. So today for this exercise I'm going to be using the Everyday Witch Tarot, which is by Deborah Blake, and you may have seen my review for this, if I can get that without the light shining on it. So that's the deck that I'm going to be using. And when journaling with tarot, you can do it as part of getting to know your tarot deck, and you can also use it for your own inner work as well, if you want to do shadow work, and which is basically inner child work and looking at your fears and anything that's kind of bubbling up to do with anxiety, depression, things like that, as well as your own growth. So once you've got your tarot deck, you don't have to use this deck, you can use whatever you have to hand, whatever your favourite deck is, but these are the ones that I've chosen to use because they're the ones that I've been working with most recently and I'm really enjoying it. But you want something that has, personally I think you need something that's got quite a lot of colour to it and quite descriptive kind of images to them. It's my light that's shining on it, so that you can kind of look at the colours and read into them. So I'm going to give these a shuffle and then I'll show you what I mean. You'll need a notebook and a pen for this as well, so if you want to join in, then pause the video, go grab yourself a notebook that you can use just for your tarot journaling and a pen, and then come back. So now that you've got all of your equipment ready, and obviously this is once you've cleansed your deck as well and bonded with it. So normally I personally will wrap my knuckle on the back of the deck. I've shuffled them and the same cards come out on the bottom. But I'll wrap my knuckle on the bottom, on the top of the deck, to knock out any negative energy. Everyone's got different practices for these, and then I will normally hold the deck over my heart chakra to connect with their energy. And then you want to shuffle your deck any way that you're comfortable with. If you're struggling to shuffle them like you would a deck of cards, you can put them out on the table, muddle them around until you're happy, and then put them back together again. Or you can actually leave them muddled out on the table and then pick up the card that you're drawn to. So the exercise that I'm going to do with you is just using one tarot card, but you can do this with 2 or 3, whatever you're drawn to give you a fuller picture. So, and then when you're shuffling, you want to focus on your intent. So something like you want an open-ended question rather than a yes/no question, because you'll get more from it doing it that way. So something like even something as basic as what do I need to know right now, or what do I need to work on. So I'm going to ask, what do I need to work on right now? Be interesting to see what comes out. And then when you feel ready, if you don't have any cards that kind of fall out, or you've muddled them on the table, then you can pick your card if you've got them out on the table, or if something falls out of the deck when you're shuffling, then that's what you're supposed to be working with, and that's your card. So I've got one that wants to pop out here, so I'm going to use that one. And I have the High Priestess. Got to work on my lighting for this, haven't I? So I've got the High Priestess. So the High Priestess, she stands between 2 worlds. She signifies intuition, and standing between our outer world and our inner world. And this particular one, as you can see, if I can get that in shot, she's got her tarot cards out. There's a set of runes there as well that the cat's got his paw on, and she's got her crystal ball in front of her as well. So you want to be, whatever tarot deck you're working with, you want to be looking at the colours, what's actually in the image, and sit with it and think about what it is that comes to mind, whether it be something that the colour reminds you of, something that's in the imagery that connects you with something, a past memory, or reminds you of something, and just keep going that next little step deeper with what it is that's coming up for you. And then you can look at where it's coming from, and you want to be writing this down so that you can see the process as you're going to each next level down deeper into the feeling, and to see what comes up. Then once you've done that, so I'm trying to remember what my question was. What do I need to work on right now? For me, it's very much about trusting my intuition and trusting what it is that's coming through for me via spirit, my guides, and things like that, and trusting in the universe as a whole to support me. But this feels very much about trusting my gifts, which is something that I do struggle with. So yeah, as you can see, that's like your surface level, what it is that the general area that you need to be looking at. And then you can drop down into the fears around that, what it is that's making you doubt that part of your life, or in this case, me doubting my abilities. What is it that's making me feel like I'm not capable or not enough? You can apply these sorts of things to the card that comes out for you and what it is that you're working through. And by making a note of this and fully acknowledging it, because that's half of the healing process when you're working through things, is to be able to acknowledge it and see it. Because then once you start doing that and you can actually see it, you're halfway there, because then you know what it is that you're working with. And you can start to heal that just by seeing it. So, and then by doing this on a regular basis, whether you're doing it daily to get to know your cards, or whether you're doing it as a weekly, more of a deep dive into what it is that you need to focus on for that week, by writing it all down, you're tracking your progress as well. So when it comes to, if you're doing it daily, then you can, at the end of the month, go back, review it, and see what progress you've made, how you now feel about those things, and just basically kind of check in with yourself. And if you're doing it on a monthly basis, or weekly basis I should say, if you're doing it on a weekly basis, you can still check in once a month, or you can do it less frequently if you want to. But it's a good way to kind of track how you're doing with your inner work, and as well as get to know your tarot cards in that time as well. I know I haven't gone into this too deeply, but I hope that it's a good starting point for you for working with your tarot cards and for your inner journey as well, because you can use this for self-growth as well as getting to know your tarot cards. So I hope this helps, and if you'd like to see more content like this, going down like the divination pagan route, then please let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to see what I can do and kind of go in that direction. And thank you for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Please give me a thumbs up if you've liked this, and obviously subscribe if you're new, if you're enjoying this, and feel free to check out my other videos, and I will catch up with you soon. Love and light. Take care. Bye.